Hi there. This is Mike Sweeney from sabercoaching.com with a quick blog summary on the topic of emotional intelligence. I think this is actually a meta moment because it's a video of a blog that summarizes an article that I wrote. So if you want to follow the rabbit hole, I'll put all the links in the comments and things. But many people are comfortable and knowledgeable of the concept of emotional intelligence, but this particularly is how it relates to improving team effectiveness. And emotional intelligence is probably best defined by Daniel Goleman in the book Primal Leadership when he called it the capacity to recognize our own feelings and those of others, to manage our emotions, and to interact effectively with others. And he breaks down EQ into four components: self-awareness, self-management, social awareness, and then relationship management. And there's nothing that hurts a team more than a bull in a china shop. And believe me, I have been on both sides of this. Both I have been an unaware bull in a china shop, and I have been in HR teaching people how not to be bulls in china shops. So you'll have to talk to people I've worked with before to figure out which one is actually true. But these four areas really come up in so many moments when working in teams. So there's really in the article in the blog I mentioned kind of three key areas that to focus on. One is getting aware, two is increasing the complexity and the depth of listening, and three is to get emotions on the table. So first of all, about getting aware, this is where the idea of being a Jedi comes in really handy, where you always hear Luke or Obi-Wan saying to Luke, search your feelings. Well, I think one of the things that people don't really realize is that we have a lot of emotions, a lot of feelings every day. You may or may not know this, but are you aware of what they are and when they're coming in your body? And there's a great, I think it's Plutarch's Wheel of Emotions that can help people who may not notice that they're having all these emotions to get some more specificity on the emotions they're having, like getting beyond mad, sad, and glad. And a lot of times these these cataclysmic career things that are said are born out of the animal brain. So to not be the bull in the china shop, you really have to figure out how to build some space between the stimulus and response and open up to a gap so you can say something that is more consistent with your values rather than just saying something that comes from the lizard brain. Meditation is another good example. I'm sure there are others. But get aware of what emotions are coming up for you. And then on the social awareness side, move into a deeper level of listening. There's really three levels. There's kind of the everyday listening, when you're hearing something, you're thinking about where you're going to get your next cup of coffee. There's level two, where you're really locked in, engaged, actively listening to another person. And then level three is when you're listening to not only what they're saying, but also the context. You're engaged and you're listening to the broader picture. You're hearing the waiter in the other corner of the room, but it's not impacting your ability to listen. You may be picking up on body language, tone, and all the other pieces that are going into it. So upping the listening can really impact the ability to pick up on social cues and increase social awareness. And then finally, especially in the case of teams, there's two types of conflict, right? There's cognitive conflict and affective conflict. The cognitive conflict, you can talk about things, you can get disagreements on the table, whereas affective conflict, maybe people are yelling at each other. So you want to shoot for cognitive over affective conflict. But the best teams get the emotions on the table, and then they work through those situations to create some psychological safety. There's some really good research on effective teams. The organization I wrote the article for is called Rally Bright. I know Google's done a bunch of research on psychological safety and how to build strong teams, but certainly emotional intelligence at the individual level can make a dramatic impact on how you show up and how you're able to facilitate effective teams. So get aware, think like a Jedi, get to level three listening, and get some of the emotions on the table are the keys. So the meta summary of the article, hopefully I just saved you a little bit of time. If you'd love to talk about increasing your emotional intelligence personally or within a team, go ahead and shoot me a note at Mike Sweeney at sabercoaching.com. I hope you have a good one.